So how hard is it to get started in Rank and Rent? I'm going to be talking about this and much more in this video. We're going to be covering how much money you actually need, what resources that you'll need, and also what kind of experience should you be bringing to the table. I'm Nick Wood. I've been doing this for almost 7 years to the day at the time of me recording this, and I have done everything wrong. I've gone into the wrong niches. I've gone into the wrong cities. I've hired the wrong people, fired the right people. I have tried so many different things, and it all has led me to this point. The reason why I've created this channel, guys, is because I wish at the time of my coming up, of me learning this, that there was somebody that I could have looked at as like, hey, that person's making $100,000 a month. That's what I aspire to be at. All the people that I knew in this business model, they weren't actually making money from the business model. They were making money selling the how-to. So I want to be that person for you guys because I wish I would have had that person when I was coming up and I had to figure most of this stuff out on my own. So guys, let's talk about getting started. Number one is I'm excited for you. If you're on this channel and you're thinking or considering getting started, this is an exciting thing. I remember my first time hearing about Rank and Rent. I listened to a podcast and this concept was explained and it was like this light bulb went off. I love the idea of recurring revenue and I wanted to build something that was my own that I could potentially sell. I just wanted to do something that was big. And so I want to let you know that you're in the right place. So how much money do you need? When I started, I was taught to do Rank and Rent the traditional way. I was taught to do it the old school way, the wheelchair way that I call it, which is you come into the thing, you pick a niche. And what I first picked was towing. I do not recommend that. Pick towing. And then I built out a website. So that cost me money. That cost me my hosting. Then I got a tracking number. That cost me money. Then I built the website. That cost me money in terms of time. And I had all these things. And then it took me months for it to rank. And all these hours are racking up. I'm not making money. Thank goodness that the city and niche combination actually worked, because on my second project, it didn't. So all of that time, energy, money just went down the drain. So my answer for you is going to be vastly different than somebody that is teaching you the old school way. But if we're talking about the way that I do it, the way that I teach it is you pick the city, you pick the niche. You go after a very tried and true niche. You go and you build a simple landing page. Very, very simple landing page on a free .weebly.wix domain. Something like that. Very, very simple. Costs you nothing. You go, you don't even need to set up a tracking number. You can technically use your cell phone number, although I would recommend you using a tracking number so it's a local area code and you can track whatever. So maybe you spend $5, $10 on a number. Outside of that, that's it, okay? So you set up the landing page, then you go and you turn on ads. You go to Google Ads, you set up a basic, simple ad, and you start pushing traffic to this website. Now, that right there is the only money that you'll spend. You start pushing traffic to this website, the leads that come off this website, you take those leads, you start feeding them to local business owners as kind of your bait, if you will. Hey, test this before you buy it, like Costco does. And based on that, once they've tasted it, they see how good it is, you close the deal, you get $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 per month deal on contract with a credit card on file. All of your cost of your ads, all of your cost of your tracking number, your $5 you spent are completely reimbursed to you, and you are in the green month one. So to answer this question, you're gonna need to shell out a little bit of money for some ads in the beginning. And of course, it's gonna depend on how good your ads are, how well they hit, what city, how high is the CPC. If you're gonna go into a city with high CPC, you're gonna rack up some ad costs, right? These are all things though that I teach inside of Digital Landlords to avoid you guys losing money on the ads. I've spent the $1.33 million on ads so that you don't have to. But some of you guys are gonna watch this video and go, hey, I know how to do this. I'm gonna go do this. And that's totally fine. Just know I've spent $1.33 million to learn what I know. So don't expect that you're not gonna lose a little bit of money, a couple thousand, a couple, whatever. You either pay the piper in terms of dollars and experience, or you pay somebody like me that's paid the piper to teach you how to avoid paying the piper. That's the whole game. So you're gonna need a little bit of money for a tracking number, literally $5, $10 a month, and you're gonna need some money for some ads. And I've had deals where I've spent $50 on ads and I've been able to land a deal. I've had deals where I spent $100. Some deals, let's say it takes me $100 to land an appointment, $150, and I don't close it. And I have to do that 2-3 times. Maybe it takes me $450, $500. Oh my gosh, it takes me $500 to land a client. But I land a client that's $1,000 or $1,500 per month in 2 weeks. Guys, at that point, all of my money is returned to me. All of my money is reimbursed back to me, and it's as if I never spent any money. The only way that you lose money is if you quit. The only way you lose money, just like the stock market. If you go and invest in the stock market and the stock goes down, you haven't actually lost. yet until you sell. As soon as you sell, now you've lost money. That's it. You need a couple bucks for ads and you can literally close a deal with that, get your money back, and you are using the business owner's money to close deals. So you need a little bit, but guys, go grab a credit card. Do something better than going and blowing it on booze on Friday night. And the cool part is, guys, is it doesn't take a lot of time, right? You don't have this huge 6-month, 9-month, 12-month time investment that you have to put into this. You're gonna find out really quick, you're gonna get a deal really quick, or you're gonna realize this area sucks and I don't know how to pick a city. Oh, maybe I should go and I should get into Nick's program where he teaches me how to pick a city instead of trying to do this on my own. Guys, that's it. It's literally probably a couple $100 to land your first deal. And depending on if you know what to look for in a city, depending on if you know how to run ads, and depending on if you know how to close, it may not cost you a lot at all, but just remember that you don't actually lose that money unless you give up. What resources do you need? The only tools that I use as of right now is I use all the free Google tools. I use Google Sheets, I use Google Docs, all that kind of stuff just to, kind of keep track of stuff. And in the beginning, all of my leads that came in, everything, I would just keep track of them in a sheet. And then I use one tool. I use SEMrush. I've gone back and forth between that and there's another tool called Ahrefs, which is, I think, cheaper. But a lot of these tools, you can get a free trial, guys. You can get a 7-10 day free trial. This is not some kind of affiliate push. I'm not going to be linking anything out. This is just, that's all I use. I use one tool. That's all you need. That's the only resources that you need. That's the only tools that you need. And then lastly, what kind of experience do you need to bring to the table? I will tell you this. When I started in 2016, I knew nothing about websites. I knew nothing technical. I didn't know what a domain was. I didn't know what hosting was. I didn't know what a tracking number was. I didn't know what SEO stood for, guys. And here I am 7 years later making millions and millions of dollars per year from this thing I had no idea about. You do not need to be technically savvy. You do not. Some of you guys are like, yeah, but you knew how to do sales. Well, guess what, guys? Yes, I did know how to do sales, but the sales I was doing door to door does not translate to this. It's very, very, very different. A. B, if you were to look at my students, my 500 plus students, and you were to look at their backgrounds and their sales experience and the things that you would think would hold them back. We have one gentleman who cannot see. He's blind. He's getting deals. We have a student that has a speech impediment. It's not very noticeable, but he's got a speech impediment. He's scaled to $20,000. This guy's crushing it. We've got people from other countries that don't speak English as a first language with thick accents, closing deals. We got people in other countries calling the United States with their local country number, cold calling people in the United States, closing deals. I have a gentleman, his name's Jeff, one of my good friends now. When he started working with me, he said to me, he said, Nick, I would rather get shot at in the street than cold call. And that same guy is doing $11,000 per month and cold calling every single day. You do not need sales experience. You do not need technical experience. What you freaking need is you need some grit. You need some, I ain't giving up on this. You need some, I'm doing this till it works. That's the freaking experience that you need. Not technical, not sales, not I got this degree. You need, I'm going to work my ass off. I'm going to learn. I'm going to soak up knowledge. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to be simple and I'm going to do exactly what Nick's telling me to do until it works. Not if it works, until it works. If it takes 2 months, if it takes 3 months, if it takes 6 months, I'm going to do it until it works. And when it does work, I'm going to do it again and again and again. That, my friends, is what is the experience that you need. So as far as money, a couple $100, which you're going to get as soon as possible. As far as resources, you're going to need a tool. You can use one of the 7-day, 10-day free trials, whatever. Grab a buddy, split a tool. And then lastly, you need no experience. You need to be willing to come to this saying, I am going to do this until it works. Guys, jump into this business model. It's the most incredible business model on the internet. It has provided a life where we are helping friends locally start businesses. I'm investing in companies. We're buying real estate. I've been able to buy my dad a Rolex watch. I've been able to do some really, really, really cool things. And it's all been because of this business model. I'm out.